One match, 15 goals, 2.6 million concurrent viewers, and over £1 million raised for charity. The goalkeeping was questionable, but there was indeed ability at both ends of the spectrum on show. It ended 8-7 to Sidemen FC on the day, courtesy of another stellar performance from Miniminter that saw him rack up 6 goal contributions in the form of 3 goals and 3 assists. But YouTube Allstars certainly gave resistance, with manager Mark Goldbridge proving to be more tactically astute than many would think. But before we look at the stats behind individual performances, let's delve into some of the key tactical themes that featured throughout. When the lineups came out, many were shocked to see Theo Baker, a well-renowned attacking threat in the YouTube scene, deployed as a centre-back in a back 4. And whilst it came as a shock originally, you can envision Goldbridge's thought process as he clearly wanted players who were comfortable with the ball in the deeper positions, so that sustained attacking build-ups could consistently take place. It was a theme that carried into the double pivot midfield of young Philly and Noah Beck. Again, 2 surprise inclusions in such traditionally deep roles. Though just minutes into the game, it became clear as to why the United stand founder deployed the duo in these respective pivot positions. With Baker a clear initiator at the back, Philly and Beck would often combine to progress the ball further up the pitch. But the plot twist in all of this, and the key theme that made the All-Stars so threatening at times, was the double pivot duo's attacking intent. Beck and Philly were not traditional pivots, and made sure to get forward in almost every attacking transition. They were almost deep-lying attackers, and were afforded this opportunity by Will Eni, Harry Pinero, and Anisan Gibb, who would create a makeshift back 3 in possession. This enabled the All-Stars to get as many players forward in their bid to achieve numerical superiority, with gaps at the back covered. With the usual aim of getting 5 players in the opponent's final third, the All-Stars rotated and focused on gaining advantages in the half space, with Chunks a surprise string puller during this phase. Which brings us on to Sidemen FC, who deployed a 4-4-2 system with Chris MD and KSI as a double 6. It was a surprisingly balanced midfield, with KSI happy to sit back as Chris MD ventured forward, though it is worth noting that both players rotated in this role. You can understand manager Billy Wingrove's decision to deploy Chris MD as a midfielder, with his ability to progress play a key attribute to his playstyle. Miniminter was happy to act as the floating striker, almost acting as a false 9 in a move that saw the generational talent that is Vicstar123 lead the line. This rotation enabled the likes of Tobe Jizzle to invert and offer support in the central areas, to which he did on a consistent and productive basis. But one of the most interesting tactical themes in the Sidemen FC squad was their use of the 4-4-2 throughout both attacking and defensive transitions. When going forward, the fullbacks in Calfreezy and Zerka would happily sit back in a back 4, with no real intent to attack. But with cover in this area more than present, it meant that the likes of Chris MD and Tobe Jizzle would venture forward to accompany Miniminter and Vicstar in a shape that resembled a 4-2-4, with Mr Beast and KSI providing cover in the midfield areas. As such, out of possession, the side would quickly revert back into their native 4-4-2 setup, but often made the mistake of dropping too deep. If Wingrove had taken a page out of Fulham manager Marco Silva's playbook, he would have seen his side defend in the same setup, but further up the pitch to create a 4-4-2 mid-block. This sort of pressure would have disabled a number of all-star attacks, and could have seen the Sidemen benefit from greater counter-attacking opportunities. Either way, credit has to be handed to all involved, with the teams evenly matched and tactics making for an open and positively destructive game of football for some great causes. On the day, Goldbridge's All-Stars just edged possession, compiling a total of 53%, while Sidemen FC were happy to sit back and wait for counter-attacking opportunities, with their superior total of 26 shots evidence of this. In terms of individual performances then, Noah Beck created the joint most amount of chances in the game with 5, sharing this total with Miniminter, and also completed the most passes in the match with 39 at a completion rate of 85%. Chris MD completed the most dribbles in the game with a total of 7 completed, and KSI both won the most duels in the match with a total of 11 and simultaneously lost the most duels in the game with 10 lost. Overall, it made for a great encounter for some great causes, and it was something that we need to see more of in the community. If you've enjoyed this video, then please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and I will see you in the next video.